Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to share a story, a true story, a conversation that I had a few weeks ago that really kind of hurt my heart as I was thinking about the outcome of this situation. So I was having a conversation with someone that is no longer working, and we've had different conversations about the money that they currently have coming in. And the conversations had been around Social Security, disability, but I never heard any mention of their retirement savings from their 401k. I know this person had worked for many years at a particular company. So I asked about it one day, and they told me that some years ago that once they were laid off from the company, the money was paid out to them, and just it was below whatever the limit was that particular brokerage, I guess, would have allowed her to continue with the account. And for whatever reason, this is many years ago, and not having a full understanding of the situation, for whatever reason, they took the money, they took the payout, they put the money to the bank. I don't know if some of it got spent, but the money was no longer invested. They told me that the amount was probably about $7,000. So I'm going to show you a little scenario that I put into the investment calculator to show you what I felt as we were having this conversation. Even before I put the numbers into the investment calculator, I knew that a lot of money was lost and left on the table because this occurred. So based on what we discussed, I put in the amount, a starting amount of $7,500 about 16 years ago at a 9.24 rate of return based on, the economy between 2007 to current. So I'm just using this as an estimate, as I said, based on what we discussed, and this is the result from that scenario. That $7,500, if it was put into an investment with this rate of return, 16 years later, the value would have been $30,843. I really thought that this was something for me to share here on my channel because things are different now. I looked up the median employee tenure with the company, and this is just an estimate, and this can differ based on, age, your education level, your industry, all different types of factors. But the median employee tenure at a company for a man is 4.3 years. And for a woman, it's 3.8 years. So I think we all know that many times people are not working at the same company for 20 or 30 years. It may not be as low as these numbers that I'm using in this example, but your personal experience. Have you ever been at a job for less than 5 years? Have you had to transition your retirement into an IRA, or have you received any payouts because it's below the threshold of the brokerage company? And I think that's what led to this issue. The limitations and, requirements that the brokerage has, I think that's where this issue stems from. I did an inquiry just with one, for example, to try to figure out what could cause this. So I found one scenario where if you have less than $1,000, they'll automatically pay it out. If you have between $1,000 to $500, that they would offer an IRA alternative for you if you no longer work with the company and weren't going to be able to fund a 401k, for example, in the same way. But I'm assuming that whatever brokerage this person was using, their limitations were different, because it's many years ago, but they told me it was probably, like I used in my scenario, about $7,500. So as I said, I just wanted to share this little story today because I think that this is something that can hugely impact you. And I just want people to know that you have to be mindful. If this money is for retirement, make sure it stays invested. If you're in a position where you have to receive a payout because of, these type of limitations, you need to seek out an IRA or seek out advice on a different alternative retirement account for yourself. And as you change jobs, you have to keep up with this money and keep it invested, because it may not be as easy as, our grandparents, where you work for, like I said, 20, 30 years straight at the same company, and you're saving there, you have a pension. The world has changed. And I want to encourage you to be mindful and advocate for yourself. If you're working and this money was for your future, for your retirement, make sure that it stays on that same path and it stays invested and growing at a rate of return that will help you in the future, that will build and grow and be there for you when it's time for you to retire. And I think that this is something especially we need to be mindful of in our 20s and 30s, because maybe later on in life, if you're changing jobs, you have the mindset and you're forward thinking to retirement. But if you change jobs in your 20s and you're in this position, still have that same mindset. Still realize that you need to keep your money on a path for the future, at least a portion of it. So if you're in this situation, you're changing jobs, be mindful and have a plan on what you can do. Seek out advice, seek out a retirement account. At all costs, make sure the money stays invested, not at your local bank, not even in a high yield savings account. Invested and growing and gaining the advantage that you can get through compound interest over time. So if you've been through this and have any, examples of where you were in a situation where you received a payout of what you were saving for retirement due to changing jobs, please leave me a comment and let me know, what the situation was that caused you to be receiving a payout. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you for all of you that have been sharing out my videos and giving my channel the chance to be seen by so many other people, supporting the channel by using my links. I appreciate your support.